Hello everyone, it's Paige and welcome back to my YouTube channel today. And so we are going to talk about long irons compared to hybrids, compared to woods, and which one is going to be best for your game. I get this question a lot where they're like, when should I play a 4-iron, 3-iron, or should I go to hybrids, or maybe I should do fairway woods instead of hybrids? And honestly, I wasn't too sure. So I went to Club Champion, I went through the fitting process because I myself was struggling a little bit with my long irons into my hybrids into my 3-wood. I had some weird gaps, something felt weird with my 3 hybrid, and so I was confused as well. And so Eric helped me through the entire process. And first thing I learned is when it comes to long irons, you have to be like a really great player or on tour to be able to hit a 3 or a 2-iron. It is not ideal for most players out there, and a hybrid or a fairway wood is way better for you. And you're actually seeing more guys on tour. Dustin Johnson is a great example of this. He is taking out his long irons and moving into a hybrid or a fairway wood. So I love my 4 hybrid. Okay. Not a fan of my 3 hybrid.
Okay.
For some reason, I hit this one so well, and then the 3 hybrid, I think it's because I don't feel like I can get it out there as far, so maybe I try to hit it farther.
Harder,
yeah, I just don't feel as good with that one.
Okay.
But I do really like my 4 hybrid because I'm not a fan of long irons, and I get a lot of questions from people on when should you hit long irons compared to maybe are you a hybrid player. I feel like a lot of people hit 3 irons and 4 irons, and they probably shouldn't. What do you see through the fitting process?
Well, when it comes down to it, I mean, it's obviously a height thing too, right? Because when you get to a certain point in your bag, I mean, it's just physics. It's going to start going down just because of the loft of the club is a little bit stronger, so therefore your height's going to come down. So when it comes down to it, in these particular distances, you really need that height, because when you hit it and you're trying to get it on the green, then obviously you want it to hit and stop, right? So, you know, over time we lose speed, and speed is what drives the ball in the air. So if you have a little bit lower speed, the 3s, the 4s, the 5s even, could be a little bit harder to get up in the air. So that's why you go to the hybrids. A little lower center of gravity, therefore it's going to hit it up in the air a little bit higher. But then again, you know, hybrids are kind of touchy to where, you know, it might not get up as high as it needs to, right? Versus like a 7-wood or a 5-wood or 9-wood. So therefore you just got to go in and test and see which ones kind of give you the best results. So,
so
like I would say with you, since, you know, 78 feet high, you know, that's pretty good. I'd say it probably need to come up just a touch more. I think your first one you got a little bit better. See, that was around 90.
I hit that one better.
So that's the thing. I mean, we're really trying to make sure that the height is there, so whenever you hit it on the green, it's not going to roll a ton, and we can be a little bit more precise in proximity. So,
what type of player would you recommend hitting long irons compared to hybrids or woods?
Then again, I mean, it depends on the long iron. I mean, obviously a 3-iron blade versus a 3-iron huge cavity back is a little different. And today's clubs, I mean, you can really get into those bigger clubs that do have the 3s, the 4s, the 5s that are huge, you know. So you just have to test. I mean, it's really a test and see. You never read it and just say, hey, this is better for me. Go in and hit it and try it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the setup I have now is my longest iron is a 5-iron, and it's because I really don't like long irons, personal preference. I've only ever carried up to a 5-iron, and then I've went into hybrids. I have gone back and forth with having hybrids compared to a 7-wood, and now I have a new baby in the bag that I want to talk about, but I first want to talk about how we got there, and it was because I was struggling with my hybrid. So I have a 4 hybrid in my bag. It's a 21 degree, my Titleist hybrid. I've had this one for a while and I really like it. The problem is that I had a 3 hybrid, same exact model, it was still the Titleist, but there was something weird with it when I was playing. I was completely mishitting it, my distances were all off, and I had a really big gap between my 3 hybrid and my 3-wood, but I wasn't sure if I was just going crazy or if it was me. So when I went to Club Champion and Eric went through the whole process, we saw by the numbers that I was hitting my 4 hybrid as long as my 3 hybrid. Sometimes a couple of them went a little bit longer. So we saw that there was something off with my 3 hybrid and it wasn't the best club for me. That just reassured that I was right with how I was feeling with my club. I'm pretty in tune now to if my clubs are fit properly to me or if there's something off with them. But I think a lot of people tend to just say, oh, it's me, it's my swing. But that's not always the case. It could actually be the club and the club's not working for you. And something that I noticed is that I was hitting all of my clubs great, driver, iron, everything. Misses were the same, everything was the same, but with my 3 hybrid, it was completely different. I would almost top my 3 hybrid sometimes. Like I couldn't even make contact with it and I didn't know what was going on. And so I knew it was the club because everything else in my bag felt fine, but that 3 hybrid. So Eric recommended that maybe we take the 3 hybrid out of the bag and we put a 5 wood in the bag or a 7 wood. We're seeing a lot of tour players now go to a 7 wood or a 5 wood and it's been really successful for them. And I've done it in the past. I've had a 7 wood in my bag. I've had a 4 wood, 5 wood. I've played fairway woods a lot and I do like them, but I've just played hybrids for such a long time that that's where I felt comfortable. And so I went outside of my comfort zone and I'm so glad I did because now I have a new 5 wood. It's the Callaway Epic Speed. And it's great because when we saw by the numbers, finally it was gapping out properly. It was going the distance that I needed my 3 hybrid to go, and it was going a lot higher. So if you're having problems getting the ball up in the air, I recommend going to a fairway wood compared to a hybrid.
Just kind of see what that does. Just give me some feedback, Paige. Too heavy, too light, anything weird, okay?
Okay. Definitely a lot higher.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
That was nice, Paige. Wow. Wow. That's impressive.
A little better. Could catch it a little bit better though too. A little farther though. Yeah.
So you get a little bit more carry out of it versus yours as far as just the 3 wood. And I think eventually it'll kind of spread itself out when you kind of get used to the 5 wood and stuff. And then when we look at kind of a height difference, this is really good here too. So definitely a little bit better height. And you know, when it comes down to it, if you can have a little bit of height, but the spin is going to kind of be a little bit lower, but the height's going to help it stop a little bit better, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. Smoked. That was hit well. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. I can juice it up. Yeah. I think I just was trying to get comfortable with it first.
Yep. Very nice.
But that's nice too.
Yeah. Thank you, Caleb.
The 239 too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think once I get more comfortable with this, it's going to go farther, and the 5 wood's going to just be like a nice, like easy swing to get there.
Anytime, Todd. Let me know if you need anything else, okay? It's good.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's better.
Yeah.
So now that I have the 5 wood in my bag and it's going the distance that I needed it to go, we realized that now I had a gap again with my 3 wood. So I changed my 3 wood to the Callaway Epic Speed. And now everything is gapped out properly from my 4 hybrid, well, really from my 5 iron to my 4 hybrid to my 5 wood to my 3 wood. It goes a little bit longer, and I feel like this newer model goes higher for me as well. I'm always looking for the ball to go a little bit higher, and that's great for when you're coming into par 5s, potentially in 2 off the tee. It's really helpful. I think finding a good 3 wood is probably the most difficult club to find because you need to hit it off the ground and off of the tee, and so you just have to find something that feels good pretty much everywhere. I really liked the Callaway. I've liked the Callaway. Before this one I had a Callaway 3 wood as well. They just fit in really nice for me, and I do like having the same model with the 5 wood and the 3 wood because they look the same, and so there's consistency across the board. And this is a common theme of all of my club fitting videos with Club Champion, so I know you're probably sick of me saying this, but I think it's so important is to have an open mind when you go there, because again, I've always been more of a hybrid person, and I listened to Eric and we decided that the 5-wood was best for me. I went in thinking I just wanted another hybrid, and I had an open mind and I tried the 5-wood, and I'm so happy that I did, because it has honestly like changed my fairway wood game. I was really struggling with my hybrid and I switched that 5-wood, and it's been a game changer for me. So again, if you go in and you're more of a long irons guy or girl and you want to try hybrids or you want to try fairway wood, have an open mind and try that, because you might have way better numbers doing that compared to having long irons that you're struggling with. Another thing too goes along with having an open mind is trying all different brands. We tried a couple different brands, shafts, different looks at things, and I had an open mind with what I wanted to try and what was going to give me the best numbers. So if you go in, you're like, I only want Callaway or only want Tyler's or only want TaylorMade, and something else might be so much better for you, then go give that a go, because that happened with me. I'll give you a little sneak peek. I have a new driver in the bag too, and it was a brand that I never thought I would use in 100 years, because it just doesn't really typically didn't fit my game, but we tried it and it was amazing. So I'll show you guys that in another video, but it just proved my point of like my mind was blown that that was the best driver for me, because I was so against using that brand for such a long time, and it ended up being the best brand for me. So when you go and try everything, see what works best for you, trust your fitters because they know exactly what they're doing, and you're going to end up with a bag that not only you love, but you're going to play so much better because you trust everything that's in your bag. So I hope this video was helpful for you, and you might even try something a little bit different in your bag. Maybe mix it up a little bit. I did, and it worked out great for me. So go to Club Champion, get fit. I'll put the link down below. There's so many locations. I'm sure there's one right next to you. Trust your fitters. They're amazing at what they do. I seriously am playing the best golf of my life because I love everything in my bag. So leave a comment down below on some of your favorite brands, or if you're a long iron type of person, hybrids, fairway woods, let me know in the comments. Like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel.